Bernie Marcus, a name that became synonymous with a new kind of American retailing, bold philanthropy, and a distinctive voice in civic life. This is the story of how a boy from a Newark tenement became a billionaire entrepreneur who reshaped an entire industry, then devoted much of his fortune to building institutions that still impact millions of lives. Bernard "Bernie" Marcus was born on May 12, 1929, in Newark, New Jersey, the youngest son of Russian Jewish immigrants. His family lived modestly. His father was a cabinet maker who worked with his hands, and his mother suffered from severe arthritis, limiting her ability to work. Growing up in tight quarters during the Great Depression, Marcus learned early lessons about perseverance, frugality, and responsibility. He originally dreamed of becoming a doctor, but the cost of medical school, combined with restrictive admissions practices of the era, made that path unrealistic. Instead, he pursued a more practical route and enrolled at Rutgers University, graduating in 1954 with a degree in pharmacy. Though trained as a pharmacist, Marcus never felt drawn to a traditional medical career. Instead, he gravitated toward retail, a world that rewarded hustle, intuition, and operational skill. Over the next 2 decades, he worked his way up through various retail chains, including Two Guys and Vornado, gaining hands-on experience in merchandising, supply chains, and store management. By the early 1970s, Marcus had become a senior executive at Handy Dan, a California-based home improvement retailer. It was there that he met Arthur Blank, a rising operations executive. The two men quickly discovered they were highly compatible partners, Marcus bringing merchandising vision and retail instincts, Blank providing systems thinking and operational discipline. In 1978, Marcus's career took a sudden and unexpected turn. During a corporate shakeup at Handy Dan, both Marcus and Blank were abruptly fired. Rather than viewing the dismissal as a setback, Marcus treated it as an opportunity. Within months, the two began developing an idea that would upend the home improvement industry. A massive warehouse-style store that carried everything a homeowner or contractor might need, sold at low prices through high-volume purchasing, and staffed by knowledgeable employees who could actually explain how to complete projects. To bring the vision to life, Marcus and Blank teamed up with 2 critical partners, Ken Langone, who helped raise the necessary startup capital, and Pat Farah, an expert in merchandising. Together, they founded the Home Depot. In 1979, the first 2 stores opened in Atlanta, Georgia. The concept was radically different from traditional hardware stores. These were enormous spaces with wide aisles, towering shelves, and thousands of products under one roof. Just as important, employees, called associates, were trained to help customers learn how to do the work themselves. The timing was perfect. America was experiencing a surge in suburban homeownership and a growing cultural enthusiasm for do-it-yourself projects. Marcus understood that customers wanted both affordability and guidance. Home Depot delivered both. By cutting out middlemen, buying in bulk, and running stores at high volume with low margins, the company offered prices competitors couldn't match. Meanwhile, its service-driven culture made intimidating home projects feel accessible. The growth was explosive. Home Depot went public in 1981 and reinvested aggressively in expansion. Marcus served as the company's first CEO and later as chairman, setting the cultural tone that emphasized empowerment, decentralization, and respect for frontline employees. Under his leadership, Home Depot expanded nationwide, eventually becoming the largest home improvement retailer in the world. The company transformed how Americans shop for tools, lumber, appliances, and renovation supplies, and reshaped expectations for big-box retail as a whole. Marcus stepped back from day-to-day management in the late 1990s and officially retired as chairman in 2002. By then, Home Depot was a global powerhouse employing hundreds of thousands of people and generating tens of billions of dollars in annual revenue. Marcus's stake in the company made him a billionaire, but business success was only the first chapter of his legacy. Long before retiring, Marcus had begun directing substantial portions of his wealth toward philanthropy. Along with his wife Billie, he believed that great wealth carried a responsibility to give back, not symbolically, but at scale. Over the decades, Marcus donated billions of dollars to causes centered around healthcare, medical research, children's services, Jewish life, and civic institutions. He focused on building organizations that would endure rather than funding short-term programs. One of his most visible contributions was the Georgia Aquarium. Opening in 2005, it was funded primarily through Marcus's donations and immediately became one of the largest aquariums in the world. The aquarium transformed downtown Atlanta, serving as both a tourist destination and an educational institution. It was emblematic of Marcus's philanthropic philosophy, bold, transformative, and designed to create long-lasting civic value. Healthcare was another major focus. Marcus funded the Marcus Autism Center in Atlanta, which became one of the largest and most respected pediatric autism centers in the United States. He also supported trauma care facilities, stroke centers, and pediatric research programs at major hospitals, including Grady Memorial Hospital and institutions affiliated with Emory University. His donations helped expand emergency response capabilities, improve patient outcomes, and advance medical research. Much of Marcus's giving flowed through the Marcus Foundation, which became a powerful vehicle for targeted philanthropy. The foundation supported Jewish community centers, synagogues, and educational initiatives, as well as Israeli medical institutions and national preparedness programs. His philanthropy reflected his personal history, values, and belief that private individuals could move faster and more effectively than governments when addressing urgent needs. Marcus was also deeply involved in politics. A staunch Republican, he was an outspoken advocate for free enterprise, limited government, and conservative economic policies. He became a major donor to Republican candidates and causes, including Mitt Romney's presidential campaign and later Donald Trump's campaigns. His political involvement made him a polarizing figure, particularly when calls for boycotts of Home Depot arose in response to his donations. Marcus, however, remained unapologetic, framing his political activity as an extension of his beliefs about capitalism, philanthropy, and civic responsibility. Despite controversy, Marcus continued to emphasize practical results over public approval. He believed philanthropy should solve real problems, not chase popularity. His approach was analytical and results-driven, identifying gaps in healthcare, education, or community services and funding institutions capable of addressing them at scale. In this way, he applied the same logic to giving that he had used to build Home Depot. Marcus was known for his blunt, no-nonsense personality. In interviews, he often spoke candidly about business, politics, and philanthropy, rejecting corporate jargon and management fads. He credited frontline employees for Home Depot's success and consistently emphasized training, accountability, and customer focus. To Marcus, leadership was about clarity and execution, not theatrics. His partnership with Arthur Blank remains one of the most successful business collaborations in American retail history. Marcus provided the merchant's vision, Blank engineered the operational backbone, and Langone ensured access to capital. Together, they demonstrated how complementary skills could turn a disruptive idea into a global enterprise. Marcus also documented his philosophy in books, including Built from Scratch, co-written with Arthur Blank, and Kick Up Some Dust, a reflection on entrepreneurship, wealth, and giving back. In both, he encouraged others to think bigger, act decisively, and give generously while still alive. In 2010, Bernie and Billy Marcus formally committed to the Giving Pledge, promising to donate the majority of their wealth during their lifetimes. Bernie Marcus passed away in November 2024 at the age of 95. Tributes poured in from business leaders, philanthropists, and civic institutions across the country. Home Depot honored him as a visionary founder and champion of employees. Hospitals, community centers, and charities reflected on the institutions he helped build, many of which will continue serving the public for generations. Bernie Marcus's life offers several enduring lessons. That industries can be transformed by pairing bold ideas with relentless execution. That wealth, when guided by purpose, can build institutions that outlast any individual. And that influence is rarely simple. A person can be both admired and controversial, generous and outspoken, celebrated and challenged. From a cramped apartment in Newark to boardrooms, hospitals, aquariums, and community centers, Bernie Marcus built things. Stores that empowered people to improve their homes, and institutions that helped people heal, learn, and thrive. In turning business success into lasting civic impact, he left behind more than a fortune. He left behind a framework for how ambition, accountability, and generosity can shape the world.